We're talking about Polo G in 2024. Boy, slow down dropping all that BS music. Yes, we are talking about Polo G in 2024 because this guy just had the biggest fall off I've ever seen, and it's sad considering I'm a Polo G fan. I was a Polo G fan because I have some of his merch that I got from like 2022, 2021 when he dropped the deluxe of Hall of Fame 2.0. So literally here it says Volume 2. Yeah, I was a Polo G fan and he fell off. So I'm gonna just try to be as objective as possible here. He fucking fell off, and it's sad. Polo G blew up, came up in 2019, pop out, hit record, die a legend, great album. Right? Following year, he follows it up with a better album. Yes, in my opinion, The GOAT is a better album than Die a Legend. He comes out with that. Has hits on there, guys. Go Stupid has Heartless, lead singles for the album, D&D as well. And then he has global hits on the album. Not even the singles were the hits. He has these mega songs that are mega hits on the album, like Martin and Gina, Flex, 21, Be Something, and just a bunch of songs on this album that are platinum or gold. Majority of the songs on the go are gold or platinum. And then he follows that up again the following year, 2021, drops Hall of Fame, his worst album, and it sells 147,000 units first week. Again, Die Legend sells 40K first week. The GOAT sells 100K the first week, and Hall of Fame sells 147,000 first week. And you can see that throughout his career, it's on a gradual incline. Not anymore. Every year he was dropping an album. Hood Poet took about 3 years to drop. So that's a 3-year gap. Usually it's always a year, 1-year gap for his albums. Why did he take a 3-year gap? I think he realized that he just didn't get it. He just doesn't got it anymore. He hasn't dropped a hit in a while and just probably was just delaying it because he was scared to drop. The label was like, dude, you don't got a hit, do not drop it. And that just hurt him in the long run. And so this album sold 25K first week.
Bruh.
His lowest sales in his whole career. That's sad. But this lets you understand what is the problem with hip hop. This happens all the time. A lot of rappers, you're lucky to be relevant for more than 3 years. More than 3 years. Cause a lot of rappers I've seen who come and go are all relevant for 2 to 3 years, and that's about it. NLE Choppa, Lil TJ, Roddy Rich, A Boogie, Polo G now, Da Baby. Lil Baby seems to be like on that threshold of just soon to be falling off. Luckily, he's been relevant for more than just 3 years. So I give it up to him. But these guys are they're all done. These guys are all done. And it was really predictable that they were going to be done pretty soon. And this fall off was inevitable. And it was deserved. Remember, countless times, Polo G he just had a massive ego that bothered me. Although I was a fan, I bought his merch. Never will again, ever, because a lot of these rappers are scumbags. These guys don't deserve this credit. They don't deserve this fame. They don't deserve this money. They don't deserve all this. You gotta understand, 3 years to make an album. Seriously, 3 years, and the album's not like a masterpiece or anything like that. It's just a generic trap album. You got some rapping performances that are cool. Some of the beats are cool, whatever. But it's just like, at the end of the day, it's just your traditional Polo G. You're not getting anything crazy, okay? I listened to the album, was cool. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing amazing, nothing crazy like that. So, why are we waiting 3 years for a damn album? Just for you to flop? Really? And he's talking about a deluxe. Dude, you talked about retiring last year in August. A year ago, talking about when I draw Hood Poet, you're gonna retire. Wanna know why he said that? Because he was scared he was gonna fall off. Why? That's why he said that. Because he doesn't want to deal with the criticism of why his music has gotten worse, why he's falling off. He doesn't want to deal with that. So he's just like, I'm just gonna take the easy way out. Dude, you are living a lavish lifestyle. You only have 3 projects out with the deluxe, and you needed 3 years to make an album. Really? Really? Is bullshit. I don't like when artists say they're taking their time because he didn't take his time. He didn't take his time. Okay, you want to talk about how much time it takes? Okay, majority people work 8 hours a day. Cool, 8 hours a day. That's 40 hours a week minimum. That's for full time. You think this guy is working that much? Hell the fuck no. He's not. He's over here like clubbing it up and everything. That's cool. That's awesome. But don't tell me you are trying and going as hard as you were in 2019. You don't care anymore. You're not passionate anymore. That passion is gone. All right, these dudes blow up in 2 3 years, have this crazy ego, and then fall off. You're not relevant for more than 3 years. You're lucky if you're more relevant. Again, some prime examples of artists who have been relevant, rappers, for more than 3 years are rappers like Uzi, Kodak, Yachty. Yes, he's made a comeback. Playboy Cardi, and these dudes like that, right? They're really rare. These rarely ever occur, but yes, these guys have maintained their relevance throughout the years. Why? Because they give a reason for people to care about them. They spice it up with something new. They have a reason for their fans to actually engage with them, to give a fuck about their music. Right? Polo G just doesn't have that. He doesn't. He doesn't. I tuned in because simply I want to give him a chance because I've been listening to him since 2020. All right? I've been listening to him since the pandemic. This is not the pandemic era anymore, dude. It's 2024. Last time he dropped, I was a junior in high school. I'm a sophomore in college now. You're telling me I'm supposed to care as much as I did then, right? Maybe the music isn't for me anymore. Because now I listen to dudes like Uzi and Cardi, right? Before then, I wasn't listening to those dudes. Now that I am. And I'm 19. His music simply just doesn't cater to me. It will never will. But that's not the problem, because a lot of music I listen to I cannot relate to. That's the truth of it. Okay, if I'm listening to hip hop music, I'm not gonna relate to most of it because I am born in the suburbs. It just doesn't apply to me. So if we consider his progression, evolution, and artistry, he's failed because he just hasn't developed. He hasn't elevated himself. He hasn't evolved. That's why I cannot give him any benefit of the doubt. I cannot do anything for him. He's selling less than Lotto in a week. He's selling less than Ken Carson in a week. He's selling less than Yeet in a week. He's selling less than Don Tolliver in a week. He's probably gonna sell less than Destroy Lonely in a week. Talk about a fall from grace. This dude had a #1 song and a #1 album in 2021. He was on top of the world. This guy was feeling himself, whatever. Dropped the deluxe later on that year too, which sold better than this new album, by the way. That sold like 70,000 units first week. Dude, he can't even crack to 1/6 of his sales from Hall of Fame. 1/6. That's embarrassing. And he deserves his downfall. As much as I was a fan of him at some point, I just can't sympathize with you anymore. I just can't. I can't sympathize with the guy who said he was going to retire. The dude who was like, I don't really care about the fans like that, whatever. Because they were trolling him for calling him a piano G, right? Which, yeah, he had a huge tendency of just hopping on piano beats. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I made millions off piano beats. He's like, I already won. I don't really care. It was just him just being defensive about everyone just calling him generic because he is generic. He's not this Kanye West. He may be from Chicago, but he ain't no Kanye West. That's for damn sure. And now we're sitting here in 2024 talking about Polo G, and when I talk about him, people are like, Polo G in 2024, dude, this isn't COVID anymore. And it's true. This isn't COVID anymore. These dudes can't drop hits anymore. Polo G hasn't dropped a hit in a while. TJ hasn't dropped a hit in a while. Lil Baby hasn't dropped a hit in a while. Young Thug can't have a hit to save his life with all these features. But you want to know who's having hits and has success in this lane? Gunna. Gunna is. He's surviving through these hard times as a rapper, especially as a street rapper these days. So credit to him. Polo G, you just had the biggest flop of the year. It's sad. I thought I spiced it. Maybe you did. Sad to say, considering you were my favorite rapper at one point in my life. Now I appreciate that you were the introduction to me listening to rap music. The first ever album I listened to as a rap album was The GOAT. And it was a great experience. I remember listening on SoundCloud in 2020. I was about 15 years old at the time, 15, 16, and it was a great experience. I really appreciate that moment that you gave me. But times have changed. You're just not that guy anymore, and I'm sorry to break it to you. It was a solid album, but it just wasn't enough for me to say that it's underrated. I think it's justified for how much he sold this week. He's not going #1. He's not charting that high. It's unfortunate, but this is a fall from grace, and Polo G has officially fallen off.